Hello and welcome back to Two Cups Between. I'm Jordan, here with my best friend Sam.
Hello.
Hi, Sam.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Better than most mornings.
Oh, that's
this week.
nice.
Yeah.
This week has been something, hasn't
This week has been interesting, mostly just emotionally for me. I'm not very busy these days, but I don't know. It's been a fight with the depression and the anxiety for me.
Oh, tell me about it.
And I've been waking up weirdly anxious, which doesn't happen to me often. Or well, maybe not in a long time, I guess. And so I've been kind of, I mean, that's very significant in stuff like Chinese medicine and Ayurveda too, like waking up feeling that way. And definitely how you feel certain times of the day are really focused in those things. So I've been kind of trying to follow those practices for that.
Oh, okay.
Here's the thing for me. Okay, is new challenge alert. But it's probably only for certain people, to be honest.
Yeah.
This doesn't apply to everyone. Try to be healthy without triggering an eating disorder.
Whoa.
Wow. Or,
You're
any other unhealthy habits regarding health.
Yeah.
Is very difficult, especially in a household with parents who struggle and are losing the same battles. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I've been at this week. But it's obviously much better than before. I feel like the grown-up version of I'm doing handling it in more of a grown-up way than I used to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been interesting trying to listen to my body and be no, what should I actually be eating, and when should I be eating? When should I do this and that? When should I move my body? And yeah. So good in a way, but challenging. But yeah.
It's hard
trying to ground
eat and
in
listen
the body
to your body
also
intuitively.
Very difficult.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
but yeah, how's your week been?
It's been fine overall, really. Just been having weird dreams. People have been weird.
Yeah.
And I'm, just trying to do me. I'm just not trying to get involved.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
But somehow still getting involved. It's not on purpose. It's just, I'm just a magnetic ray of light. What can you do?
Jesus Christ.
I can't even take myself seriously. What the hell?
Well, I feel you on the dreams. I think you're recalling dreams more than I am these days,
which is odd.
Yeah. Well, I think I haven't been sleeping. I did sleep a lot last night and had weird dreams, but I kind of forgot them when I woke up. I think the problem is when I'm anxious when I wake up, I can't remember.
You can't
dreams.
tap into that.
Yeah. So I've been waking up feeling rushed without without any need to be, so if I'm already waking up in that mindset, it's really hard for me to remember dreams.
Right.
So that's been a struggle, but I know I'm dreaming. I think for me, people who are oh, I never dream, haven't ever tried to remember dreams, but because I have and usually had very vivid dreams that I remembered.
Yeah.
Even when I don't remember them, I can be oh, but I know that I had wild
Yes.
dreams.
I know that
I didn't. Yeah, or like I know that I slept very lightly and didn't have dreams. Like I can tell the difference.
Right.
But even if I can't remember details. And also, you know, I've been watching a lot of EXO content and I always have very vivid dreams about EXO when that happens. And I know that's been happening. Mm-hmm. So I'm not having very like not dreams that you're having, you know, very meaningful, like, you know, spiritual dreams. If I am having them, then I'm not remembering those, but I am remembering snippets of like random EXO related dreams, which is funny.
EXO
which is very which is very like I mean, I've liked EXO for a really long time, so that's not anything new for me. So it happens with anyone, even if I'm watching a content creator for a long time, usually I'll see it. It's just like my subconscious.
For sure. Oh no, that happens to me too. I haven't consumed anything in depth in a while, so I haven't had any like content dreams. Like,
that's when all those spiritual alien dreams come on.
Yeah.
That's why people meditate. Well, I mean, that's not why people meditate, but that's why meditating helps, is what I'm trying to say. I don't think that's the sole purpose of people meditating, but definitely meditating even before bed and like less distractions in general will lead to more of those kinds of dreams.
Yeah, I'm trying to be less distracted before bed. It's not working.
It's hard.
But I'm trying.
It's hard. I'm in a K-pop comeback era. I can't be like that right now.
No, you got to be on top of the new interviews. I got to be on top of the releases, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The crumbs.
For everyone who wasn't privy to our conversation before we started the podcast, which would be everyone else, I had another weird baby dream. I had exactly. I had another weird baby dream. So I had a baby on a beach, birthed a child, gave it away, and then sobbed about it all in my dream. It was very weird. It was very emotional. And that's what I woke up to yesterday, which was Friday the 7th. That's what I woke up to. It was something. I'm having too many dreams about children.
It was 7/7 yesterday.
It was 7/7.
Interesting. That's a holiday in Korea.
Is it? Cute.
Yeah. It's based on an astrological myth.
Oh, that's cool.
Have I told you about this before?
I don't think so.
I may have told you about it because Red Velvet, right? We love them. Stan, Red Velvet.
Yes.
Had a song about the myth, basically. And it's about I don't remember. It's kind of like the two lovers in a cave, but it's not that.
Two lovers.
It's not that, but I have suspicions that the two lovers in the cave might be based on the story. It might not be true, but it is like a similar like two destined lovers who couldn't be together, Romeo Juliet type thing. And now they're constellations in the sky, kind of thing.
Oh, that's cute.
And they collide or come together on July 7th or around that time in the lunar calendar, so that's why they celebrate something like that. I don't remember. I'm probably butchering it and feel bad if that's the case, but yes,
that's a nice myth, and I love that it's a holiday. Damn,
it's cute.
America sucks. We're so boring.
Yeah, we don't really have traditions like that. We only have traditions because of immigrants. Oh, was that a hot take?
No.
Yeah. Oh, it was July 4th. Did you do anything for July 4th?
I worked.
Oh, okay, cool. It was just any other day.
Yeah, it was just another day. Although I did work like 10 to 6. That was my shift. And that was something.
Getting off earlier. Do you like getting off at the time?
Maybe? I mean, we closed at 5. That's the only reason I was off at 6.
Oh, okay.
It was a fine shift. It was like the slowest day of my life. Usually the 8 hours goes by pretty quickly, but that day was so slow. I even forgot July 4th was this week because
I don't really care about that.
You know?
Don't care about. Sorry for those of you, those very patriotic Americans. I don't know if patriotic Americans would listen to this, but
I don't know, but it's not me.
Perhaps. Yeah. Oh dear. God. You know, one day we should. Obviously, it would have been more appropriate for July 4th, maybe. But one day we should look at the US's astrology chart. Have you seen people do that? It's actually very interesting.
We could do it for like Labor Day or something.
Whatever next US holiday, or maybe Thanksgiving, just to be really spicy.
Yeah.
Because I get very spicy about Thanksgiving, if you didn't know.
Thanksgiving. Special.
Whoa, stay tuned. I'm just kidding.
Heated.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
I don't know if I have the same heat that I did when I was younger and naive, you know. Now I'm much less heated about Thanksgiving, but still treat it with the same disdain.
Yep. Still not.
But yeah, America's chart. People look at countries' charts basically from their time of independence. But I think people use July 4th as the birthday, so that's kind of, I don't know if people use July 4th as the birthday or the other date. The other very historical US date, which is Jordan. Let us know what the date is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't worry about it. My history buff days are over. Okay, I'm in med school. Relax. I'm not there anymore. I can't worry about history. I have to worry about fucking glands and organs. Okay.
Yeah, not US historical dates that no one cares about. But anyway, that'll happen sometime.
Also, US history is the most mid history compared to every other country. Mid. Just gotta say.
It really is. All right.
Like, even Byzantine Empire beats the US. Okay, anyway.
Of course it does.
That's not what this podcast is about, Jordan.
That's not what this is about.
This podcast is about us. Not US. Not the US, no. But US as in you and me, baby. Oh my god.
I hate it here. Okay.
All right.
So, where are we at? What are we doing?
We gotta check in. Okay. Clearly the two of us are, well, I'm unhinged today. I don't know about you. But I'm feeling off my rocker, if you will. Yes.
Yeah.
I've been delirious. I've been tired. I've been, all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
But let's look into the astrology to see why.
Yeah, let's take a look. Let's see what's happening.
I think Cancer season is wrecking me mentally.
Yeah. Oh my god. It really is doing a number on me. I'm really never more depressed than in a water season. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm never more depressed.
Mercury in Cancer has been probably making it much worse for us as mercurial people.
I know. I think that's really, it's been a double hitter right now. Yeah. With Mercury in Cancer and brain and the sun in Cancer.
Yeah, exactly that.
With Mercury in Cancer and the sun in Cancer, it's just been a little bit of a nightmare trying to get anything done. Mm-hmm. A little bit.
I think I described it to you of your nerves. If you imagine your nerves and your nervous system being made of electricity or little wires.
Yeah.
Putting electric wires underwater with salt. Yeah. Salty water.
Yeah.
Okay. It's
just
fully electrocuting yourself and drowning.
Exactly. That's 100% what's happening.
That is what my psyche feels like.
It's probably why my dreams have been so wild.
Yeah.
And oh my god, I've just been I have been very mercurial, which I feel is not a trait that cancers often get assigned, but
no,
I do find cancers to be a bit mercurial, where they can be exuberant one moment and then they're really sad the next, a little bit back and forth. So Mercury in Cancer doesn't help.
So Cancer is ruled by the moon, which I don't know if we mentioned that yet, but yes, it is ruled by the moon, and the moon is extremely emotional. Mm-hmm. If you think about how it controls the tides,
right?
also very like switching it up all the time, you know?
Yeah.
A little bipolar, say, a little up and down, a little,
for sure.
you know, very, very much has those qualities. And I feel like the moon kind of influences all the water signs in a way, obviously, especially Cancer. But yes. Yeah. It's been honestly, we should be paying more attention to the moon and where the moon is each day. I have not been very good at that this time around, but yeah.
Yeah, noting the moon transits can be helpful. It's very like minute astrology though, because it changes every 2 days, every 2.5, maybe 1.5 days.
But
like,
definitely,
it's quick.
especially like the full moon already passed.
Yeah. Right.
And yeah, I think like we said, Cancer is a lot about like the family structures and but like not only family structures, but kind of your role in your generation or like for your age, what you should be doing, where you should be in life, because it's opposing Capricorn. And I think Capricorn has a lot of focus on different stages of life and like steps to being fulfilled and being successful and all of those things. Like all of those things are working together right now.
Definitely.
And overwhelming me. Truly.
Yes.
Truly
and overwhelming me.
Yes. So
it's so irritating. I wish it wouldn't.
It's been a lot. It's been a lot. Like for me, another challenge, new challenge alert is me at this age. Like I've talked about this before, I think this summer, of like realizing my role as the youngest child that is almost 30, you know, whatever ages. But just like in our stage of life, the age my parents are right now, and kind of like what is next. Because I feel like I'm at a different, for my family's at a different stage than most of my friends because I'm the youngest. And my parents are older than most of my friends' parents. So things like that. I mean, not all of them, but most of them, I would say.
Right.
So yeah. and wondering how much is like what I'm ready and willing to do in my family, for my family, whatever, versus like what is ingrained in me as an immigrant child, and like what is good for me versus harmful for me regarding that. Like how sacrificing I'm willing to be, and like whether that's healthy.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Definitely.
And when I say sacrificing, I mean like sacrificing boundaries and like, you know, happiness and those sorts of things.
You know, just happiness. No big deal.
But it is very like, happiness is not a high priority in immigrant upbringing.
Sure.
So when, you know, like you have to work hard and you have to like do more for others than yourself. That's very much part of the upbringing.
Right.
And being American at the same time, where I feel like in our generation, our age is about becoming your like most authentic self and focusing on your happiness. So it's very like opposite.
Living for you.
Yeah.
Finally.
It's very opposite to like this stage of life versus like the global, or maybe not global, but maybe the Western age of, or whatever, coming of age culture.
For sure.
So yeah, I've kind of been dealing with that. It doesn't even really make sense, but hopefully it does. When you think about it. Yeah. So it's been weird. It's just like I wasn't prepared to think about all this heavy stuff. Like I thought I was gonna have a fun little summer vacation, but being in your parents' household really brings that stuff up. It
brings up a lot of shit.
Yeah. Here we are. And I mean, I bring all this up because it does relate to these transits, I think. What I was mentioning to you, if I can give a preview for the rest of the month, basically, is the rest of Cancer season we're gonna keep emotionally processing, I think.
Right.
These things that are coming up, and some transits with Chiron, and I think also Uranus are sort of emphasizing these things I'm talking about, like your role versus the generation versus what is progressive and what we're unlearning, all these things.
Right.
And thankfully, I think Leo season is approaching. I mean, we're early, but Leo season will approach, right?
It's coming soon.
It's coming soon. And I know we mentioned last week that Mars is entering Virgo, basically the day that this comes out. So Monday, the 10th, Mars enters Virgo. And at the end of the month, Mercury will enter Virgo, which is its ruler, right?
Yes.
I'm not messing that up, right? Yeah, Mercury is Virgo's ruler. I knew that because I'm an astrologer. And for me, this Mars entering Virgo is almost like a preview for Mercury entering Virgo.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into Leo season, creativity season, and then Virgo season, working season. Okay.
Yep.
So like I said before, I was like, we need to get over this emotional baggage because we need to like glow up and get to work.
We do.
Friends, those of you listening.
It's time for the glow up.
It's time for the glow up. You know, okay, I was thinking of, connecting with our inner teenagers, right? I feel like when I was a teenager, all I wanted was like a summer vacation glow up and to go back to school being fucking sickening and making everyone sick. You know what I mean?
Why do I still want that though?
I still want this for me.
I still want a summer vacation glow up and for everyone to be like, oh my god.
Like, holy shit. Yeah. I still want that for me, actually.
I still would like to do that.
That's kind of the vibe. It's kind of like, okay, but to get there, we gotta go through some shit. Any movie with a glow up, you know that they gotta go deep. The glow up starts within.
They have like a shift internally and then the glow up is reflected
and
externally.
Then they take off their glasses and straighten their hair and they have glowed up now.
And somehow straight hair means you're pretty,
Yes, and no glasses.
And
don't forget, you have to take off the glasses and you have to be stylish now. Suddenly we've gone from like not giving a shit about fashion to like we're fucking models. Okay?
Number one fashionista.
Yeah. Movies like that are so funny.
They're so funny.
Is that still really a trope in movies these days?
Of course it is.
I feel like we're trying to be less superficial for our children, like we're trying to have a little more wholesome, whatever.
I would hope.
But yeah, I still kind of want the glow up, but like a little more substantial than just taking off my glasses. If anything, I'm going to get even cuter glasses.
Exactly. I want better glasses.
I want better glasses. I want to still be able to see. I want curlier hair. Thank you. This is healthy. What we're talking about. And Leo season is all about the hair, honey. So give me the masks. Give me the fucking. I'm gonna soak my hair in rice water and shit. I'm gonna do all the stupid shit. I'm getting a haircut next week.
Oh my god!
I know. Who even am I?
I'm thinking about scheduling a haircut and braids before we go to the beach.
Oh my god!
Gotta enter Leo season correctly.
Yes. Leo season is about the hair, okay? Yeah. Take that away, friends, those of you listening. Leo season, we're focusing on hair. And by hair, we mean confidence. We mean that part of you that shines. Usually for most of us, women of color who don't fit the beauty standards anywhere else, we focus on our hair. That's right.
Yep.
Oh, it's like, I feel ugly, but I have nice hair. That's how I grew up. That's how I grew up.
Yep.
Oh god. Anyway, but baby. We're healing that with our glow up.
Fine.
So fine. That is what I want. I want like a grown-up version of me to glow up.
Exactly.
But it's like, it's not just a superficial thing.
Right.
It is superficial in some ways, but it is
superficial, but it's also
it's deeper
empowering.
Than that. Exactly. That's the goal. That's the goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that just basically summarizes the astrology. We're done. No, I'm just kidding.
Does.
We're
That's it.
That's it.
All
We're
right.
done.
All right, let's get into our breakdown for the week.
Yeah. Okay.
What are we
So
looking
yes,
at?
Monday, 3 things are happening. Mars is entering Virgo. Mercury's entering Leo. Thank God. We're also glad for this.
Yes.
And Mercury will also be opposite Pluto.
Yes.
Before it enters Leo,
before.
It seems.
Yes.
Yes, because okay. So I think Pluto must be at the very, very end of Capricorn right now.
Yeah,
and
it must be
Mercury,
just like Mercury
will be moving from Cancer to Leo, and so there will be a bit of an opposition there before it enters
earlier in the day.
Yes. So, yeah, Mercury has been having a lot of transits. She won't shut up. She won't even leave anyone alone.
Bothering us.
So having an opposing Pluto is very much the same thing. Pluto and Chiron, for me, get a little muddy. I don't know. They kind of feel very similar to me. Pluto's very like generational with its transformations. I think Chiron might be more personal. I don't know. That's kind of just like how I interpret
think that's the big difference.
Yeah. But Pluto in a similar way to Chiron is about transformations, kind of getting rid of things. I'm thinking of like the Death card in tarot, which is like shedding things that are no longer needed.
Things that don't serve
Giving
you
that.
anymore.
It's like the first step of a glow up, to be honest.
Yes.
You gotta get rid of all of the things. And like with Mars entering Virgo, such a good day to clean up and get rid of stuff.
I think this week will be good for that. This upcoming week, you'll feel like the inspiration to do the things. Yeah,
if you've been putting off getting rid of a bunch of stuff or cleaning out a thing like a closet or a garage or whatever it is, right? I think this could be a really healing time, especially like getting rid of stuff that you've held on to for years that you just don't need anymore. Physically doing that is very healing mentally. You do the same thing with your mind too when you're doing it. Right. In my opinion.
Declutter.
Yes.
Declutter your brain.
Declutter. And on Wednesday the 12th, the sun will have a square with Chiron and a sextile with Uranus. So we just had a Mercury sextile with Uranus as well this week. Yesterday, Friday, the 7th. So that's kind of a preview, in my opinion, because like the Mercury was also in Cancer, right? Having a sextile with Uranus, so it might have been more in conversations, but with the sun, it's more like a conversation with yourself, basically, a conversation to the mirror. Okay, and having a sextile with Uranus, I think Uranus really plays like an important role here because we're getting rid of things and then we may feel a little lost in our identity because we've gotten rid of stuff that we were holding on to. But Uranus really reminds you of like who you are, who you want to be, even if it's different from the norm or whatever it is. Uranus doesn't give a fuck about the norms. So, again, it being in Taurus is lovely because Taurus also doesn't give a fuck about other people, you know? Like that attitude just matches Uranus very well.
Yeah, for sure.
So take advantage of that too. I think this week will be good for, just like kind of getting back to yourself if you've been overwhelmed by many things, external things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's been life lately, though, right? Like overwhelming for everyone, internally, externally.
Oh, yeah.
Please tell me I'm not alone.
It's been, I mean, I'm there with you. If we're the only bitches going through this, I don't know what to say. But like,
so interesting.
I've just been, I'm always lurking online and seeing how themes of like the online zeitgeist goes along with astrology. Right. And I know I was talking about a couple weeks ago with some transits with Venus and Mars pointing to people arguing about like traditional norms and relationships versus like being more progressive, and I just feel like that has been exploding online recently. Did you see this thing with Keke Palmer?
Of course I did. Oh my god,
dude,
bullshit.
Imagine Keke Palmer just birthed your child,
and
Keke
Palmer.
Ugh. And you're upset about something she wore.
Really, what you're upset about is that Usher paid her any attention. Usher, because you are a man of zero note and zero wealth.
Yo.
And Usher paid attention to your baby mama. Hello? It's your insecurity talking. Your receding hairline. It's not Keke. It's not her outfit. Get over yourself. I'm upset with this man.
Yeah, because you love Keke Palmer. Okay.
I fucking love Keke Palmer.
I love Keke Palmer. Her dress was fine. First of all,
her dress was great.
Her interaction
fantastic.
with Usher was fine.
Had a
she didn't make out and literally suck his dick in public
on stage. Like, come on.
They were on stage and he sang to her, which was so cute, by the way.
Like,
and Keke's
you're feeling
gorgeous.
Threatened. We get it. Shut up.
You're feeling threatened because your baby mama's gorgeous and she dare leaves the house.
Like, she could have anyone she wants to, but she chose to have a baby with you. That was a choice, whether you think so or not. It was a choice. And you're feeling
she can have a baby by herself.
Usher.
She could raise a baby by herself. She would be fine, by the way.
Like, don't embarrass her like this.
It's this whole argument, and like, obviously this is a very heteronormative thing happening. The queers are very not involved in these. Well, I'm sure they are, but just
because we stand Keke Palmer, but
yes.
Other than that.
But this whole thing of like, especially straight men trying to return to traditional relationships, but they don't want to be traditional men either. You would fucking hate your life if you had to be.
You don't want to be a traditional
sole provider.
So I saw this very interesting post on Instagram about this whole thing that was like specifically about like black men and the house husband trope or the house husband role, because it in black men who are taught to be like the breadwinners, the security for your family, you know, like that's how they're taught their whole lives. Like, they have to take care of everyone. So to be the house husband in this instance, where Keke is very much the breadwinner for your whole household, very successful, very beautiful, goes out, has to do, you know, PR and press and all that kind of stuff. Like that. And then you being at home with your baby, that can breed a lot of like resentment in a man for no reason, obviously, because men are just insecure, but it can because of how they're taught.
That's how they were
and brought up. Yeah. So, like, you know, it's a very interesting part of like the black psyche, I think, but it's also so disrespectful. And I don't really think that's a reason to act like that. Like, ultimately, like, it's a choice you made to say these things and to act like this. And then you deactivated all your social media because you knew you were wrong. Dead ass wrong.
I just feel like, I don't know, there's many things that are interesting to me regarding all of this. Like, you and I, before we were recording, were talking about like, well, I was talking about being a former pick-me. But being kind of just like slotted into that, like that. Yeah. Because like, I was not, you know, we talk about this all the time, but I grew up in white suburbia. So there was no way I was going to be like some mean hot girl in school. Like, that's pretty much unattainable for me, at least when I was growing up in a very majority white, very heteronormative Bible
you could
Belt
be a mean hot
school,
girl,
right?
Yeah.
You know, just to give context before people try to be whatever. Because I just think things are quite different for young people now. I would hope.
Yes.
In many places.
I would hope.
But like, when we were in high school, this was the reality. So, you know, like, people were brought up, like, however you were brought up, and a lot of us were discovering relationships in high school when we're still influenced by our parents and we're very influenced by our peers and our dynamic with our peers.
Mm-hmm.
But then you don't take the time to unlearn that before you're married.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't act with all of those same insecurities as a fucking 15-year-old.
Right.
You
and
know?
you're 30. Like,
and
that's
you're
not
30.
How that works.
You know? That's what I'm saying. Like I also can't get into a committed relationship with a weird internal misogyny that I developed because of where I was slotted into as a 15-year-old.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like it would be very bad for my relationship to be weirdly jealous and like looking down on other femmes. That would be very fucked up. And also doesn't even make sense for me anymore. As a now realized queer person. But at the time I thought it was a really straighty. I don't know why, but you know. We can get into that in another episode. That's a whole other episode.
That's a whole other discussion.
There's many times that we're like, that's a whole other episode. When will we have a special episode about all of those things? We don't know. It's not in the schedule.
No idea. Nope. We haven't written it down anywhere.
We will really dive deep.
We will. I'm writing it down right now.
Yeah, I believe you. So we need to talk about body dysmorphia, gender identity, and sexuality issues. Okay, do you have that down? Okay, good. But yeah, so what I'm saying is like
I wrote it all down.
All of these like weird like relationship dynamics that we're going into adult relationships with are also things that need to be kind of observed and unlearned.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm just seeing a lot of that lately. I think that's coming up in a lot of like conversations, and definitely our generation, like older Gen Z / younger millennials are kind of at this weird transitional point between everything.
Yeah.
And we're at the age of like kind of being married, I guess. Not me.
I guess. Not me.
I guess.
Sure. Like literally someone I work with, he's younger than us. He's like, what is he, like maybe 22 or 23, one of those. He's like, yeah, I was gonna propose on this vacation that we're going on. And I was like, huh? Literally,
Ew.
No.
We're also in the South where I just feel like I don't want to make it seem like I'm saying the South is behind, because that sounds a little shitty, but it's not really necessarily that. But I do think that Southern people are more traditional in general, or at least I know a lot of people who are very traditional from traditional Southern families.
I mean, yeah, and I know a lot of people who are married and have been married since like we left high school, like
right,
that kind of thing.
Yeah,
where everybody's been married for a long time.
I don't know if that's like really the general norm in the country.
I don't think in the overall country that's the norm anymore. I feel like the average age of marriage and having kids has gone up by a significant amount.
Yeah,
these days.
Or I should say the westernized world.
Yeah, Western.
Because honestly, even South Korea and Japan, which some people argue is the westernized world just because of how much it's influenced now, is like nobody's getting married anymore. Yeah. They're like, they're panicking about the low birth rate.
Dropping birth rates. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, to me, the South feels like a bit of an isolated bubble because people are getting married to their high school sweethearts and then regretting it. At our age.
Not the regret. Oh my God.
I mean, I don't know if they're regretting it.
Yeah. I think I just like don't relate to like
exactly
finding someone I want to marry
at like 22.
Yeah. Like the person I was with at 22, I just like that. I didn't even think about that. And we were together for 5 years.
Did you really never think about that?
Probably at one point or another, but it was not like anything that was going to happen anytime soon. Anytime soon. I didn't even want to get married. I don't really want to get married. It's a tax break, like that's where I'm at. It's like,
yeah, and this is what like the male podcast people are like, yeah, see, women just care about money. They don't get. It's like, yeah, because like, what are the other benefits? Can you name them for me?
Name the other benefits, please. What are the other benefits of a man?
Yeah, like, it's not about not wanting money. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. You think women are entering jobs because they don't care about money?
Please. Shut up.
Like, we don't have, I don't know. I just think the argument's so weird. It's just like, you think that we're approaching it, that we have some pride about making our own money. No, we have to go and make our own money.
Exactly. We can't live on single income households anymore, bitch. The shift
of like women entering the workforce has nothing to do with them being prideful about not needing men. It's because they literally needed to go and do it. It was a necessity. And
do you not remember when that happened? Like,
yeah, no, they don't.
Everybody needed to work.
Okay, I did say that American history is the most mid, but those of you,
there are some interesting parts.
There are some people who need to also study it.
Yeah.
Y'all need to study that too.
Yeah. And while it does provide independence for us, it's like also for a lot of women, it's the only time they get away from their families is at work.
God.
And otherwise, they're still the homemakers. They work and they do that.
Yeah.
It's 2 jobs. Okay. Because men are not helpful. Most of them. Not all of you.
Because in a disproportionate manner, women have started dissolving their role as like a housemaker and entering the workforce, but it's been disproportionate to men leaving the leaving the like provider role and entering the housemaker role. Like it hasn't been happening equally,
right?
For a very long time, like decades.
A very long time. So this is again a whole nother discussion. We were supposed to be talking about Mars.
Still related. I mean,
it's still related overall.
To me, this is very like Cancerian season, and like I said, like figuring out your own role. And are you just doing shit because you think that you're supposed to in life? Like, are those your motivations for trying to whatever enter a marriage or enter a career? Like, you know, are you on autopilot?
Like, yep. Ooh, are you on autopilot? Ooh,
I feel like I'm on autopilot a lot.
Me too.
You know?
Yeah, I definitely am.
Like even my relationship with wanting to enter medicine, like obviously there's so many things I want to do with that, but a part of it does feel like, like under pressure that I'm the only child doing it, you know, all of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it makes it less exciting for me. If I'm in the mode of like, I need to do this because of my family and then I don't do well and I don't enjoy it. Right. It's like when I'm getting away from that and like, you know, putting that down somewhere. Cause like I haven't completely unlearned it, but in a lot of ways, getting away from it more and more has made me more successful and also feel more fulfilled doing it.
Right.
And it's hard for me to do that in this household. That is is also another challenge. I have like 3 challenges going on.
3 challenges.
3 challenges, no TikTok.
3rd summer challenge.
3rd summer challenge. Yes.
Learn why you do the things that you do for you, not for everyone else, you know?
Yeah.
Let's connect with that idea.
Right. So yeah, I just think that goes along with the sun square with Chiron and even the sextile with Uranus is kind of like seeing where that wounding is, seeing the things that you need to unlearn, and then also seeing your own, like your actual authentic self. It's kind of nice to have that Wednesday through the weekend reflecting on those things, because they probably will be brought up just with like situations at work or interactions with people,
right?
So yeah, being mindful of those things I think would be helpful this week. And then I mean really the following weeks of July, like I said, will be a lot more chill emotionally, I'm hoping, and a little more towards that like goal setting creative work.
Yep. Getting your goals done. Set for Virgo season. It's time.
I feel like we're always in an ebb and flow with astrology, where it's like, these are emotional times, these are idea making times, these are action oriented times.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
We're moving into the idea time to then move into the work action time.
the working time.
Yeah. But it is like a little cycle like that. Like rest, ideas, work. Rest, ideas, work.
Yes.
Just kind of over and over.
I it's always a little difficult to move with the flow of astrology because it doesn't reflect the flow of our capitalistic society.
Right.
So we kind of always have to be in work mode for capitalism. But hopefully knowing the astrology makes people better understand like the hardships that they're going through emotionally as they navigate this capitalistic society and the stuff that they just like have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've been thinking a lot about like the energy of doing stuff that you don't want to do. Mm-hmm. It's giving very like ADHD like reward center. It's like stuff that you know like is a stepping stone for better things, but you don't want to do it today.
Right. Absolutely.
And yeah, I think Mars entering Virgo really just helps.
Yes, it'll give like, you a little gas in your ass.
A little bit of gas in your ass.
Yeah.
And do the things that you don't want to do, but you gotta, you know, like you just gotta do that.
You can do it.
And the thing is like getting those things done will give you more space to think about cooler stuff. Like what makes you happy and, you know, whatever new hobbies that you're trying to do. It's hard to focus on those when we have a lot of stuff building up of like, oh my god, I haven't done this. Oh god, I keep delaying this. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like I saw a tweet from someone, I forgot what it was that they had to do. I think it was like renewing their license plate that was very, very expired, like years. Mm-hmm. Multiple years. Yeah, same, me as well. Very relatable. Although now my brother-in-law is using the car, so it's much well managed than when I had it. I like did not wash it. I didn't like update things. Now it's like super clean. Everything's updated. Anyway, not the relationships I have with my cars, unfortunately. But yeah, they were saying they were tweeting like, oh, like it was this huge thing. I was embarrassed by how delayed it was. My like license number wasn't even in the system. They were like, how expired is it? And it was embarrassing. But then like once that was over, I just had to pay a fine and it was over. And it took like not even 5 minutes.
Yep.
And I mean, a lot of our things don't only take 5 minutes, unfortunately. But a lot of the times when I'm really delaying something, it takes much less effort and time than I anticipated. Mm-hmm. And it's more of the apprehension about it or the perfectionism around it or the embarrassment around it that is taking up more time than the actual thing.
Right.
And you know, I think this goes along with the tarot that you're talking about. I know you haven't talked about it yet, but when we were briefly discussing the tarot that you pulled of like not being hard on yourself too, and like not being insecure or imposter syndrome-y about the stuff that you have to do. Like obviously you can handle it, but we tend to tell ourselves that we're doing a terrible job or that we're not good enough before we even start something.
Yeah. Right.
So, yeah.
Oh, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
Did you have anything else to talk about with astrology or should I start talking?
I think I covered most of it. I think your tarot will help add more details to it too.
Yeah. So Mars in Virgo will put the gas in your ass. Mercury in Leo will shift your communication a little bit from emotional to like maybe a bit more charismatic. Mm-hmm. But I think tempers could be short.
tempers could be short, but I think Leo takes things a little less seriously than Cancer, right?
Yes. There's a bit
like
of levity.
If Cancer's like the very emotional young mother trope, to me, Leo is a bit of like single auntie trope.
Yeah.
Like the fun single auntie, I live my life for me and has a quick temper.
Yeah.
Honestly, love it, but yeah.
Yeah. Takes no garbage from anyone, though. Very.
Oh, for sure.
Proud.
Takes things to heart and acts very authentically from the heart. In a way that's like difficult for a very devoted mother to do. Mothers have to be very sacrificing.
Right.
So it's a good shift, but yes, quick temper is definitely part of that.
Okay, for the tarot for this week, I've pulled the Five of Cups for us. Now, the Five of Cups is often about insecurity or noting lack before like what you already have. Right? Like in the way the Five of Cups is portrayed is usually someone looking at 3 spilled cups, 3 empty cups, but there are 2 full cups out of their field of vision. They just are ignoring them. So I think something that is not often remembered or like considered when talking about Leos and Virgos, but especially with Leos, is that there is sometimes an inner insecurity that like they're projecting this fun auntie image, but they feel like they don't have what they're supposed to have. They don't have like they're working too hard to not get the reward that they deserve, instead of noting that like, okay, I've gathered, some of the best people for me. I have great friends, great family. I have a certain amount of wealth that makes me feel good and allows me to have fun. I have a job that I care about, whatever. Like, you've got all of these things, but you're focused on like, I'm not advancing in my career fast enough. Like I don't have a partner. Like it'll be things like that like will bother a Leo. Right. But yeah, they lose sight of what is in front of them if they're in a place of insecurity, of vulnerability, which I feel like it goes well into next week because we're still in Cancer season. We're still in a very emotional season. And then this like mercurial lion energy is supposed to, kind of also come into play here, which just like, it can be a lot to like put forth your Leo pride and then also still feel really sensitive about everything. So I think the Five of Cups plays well here, and Mars entering Virgo means your brain is going to be really focused on production in terms of work and even in your personal life. Like I'm not putting out enough, like despite the fact that you have helped all of these people, you've started all these projects, you're having all of these creative ideas, you're like, I'm still not doing enough, so you can get some of this like insecurity playing in your mind that there's not enough actually happening, I'm still lacking, I'm still whatever. But try to roll that back, bring it back,
right?
Focus on what you do have. Think about it. I have wonderful family and friends. I have a job, period, right? But I have a job that I like. If you don't have a job that you like, you've got a job and you have upward like ways of getting out of it, right? There's always a way out of
options.
Something you don't like.
Right.
Like just try to focus on things that you have versus things that you do not have and move from there. It will probably help you get through this, not the last, but probably the last really heavily Cancer feeling week.
Right.
Like the following week we'll move into Leo season and the energy should start to lighten a little bit. But Cancer season is kind of heavy, even though it's the height of summer and it's supposed to be really fun. It's still
that's why I'm saying like our calendar's fake.
Yeah, it's still like just a difficult time of year, like it's hard to be in Cancer season and to like think about all of these difficult emotional things when it's quote unquote summer vacation.
Yeah.
Like, whether you're on vacation or not.
If anything, like I mean, not to sound like a conspiracy theory, but it's even more fitting that most people would try to just like party a bunch and do a bunch of fun stuff.
Yeah.
That's like
ignore those emotions.
Like, you know, like it's frustrating to not have plans in the summer because we kind of want to be out doing fun things.
Mm-hmm.
But instead we're kind of just, I mean, not those of us who maybe don't have the privileges to just do whatever and have a bunch of stupid fun. Like we're instead kind of processing a lot of emotional stuff because it's like the midpoint of the year, you know?
Exactly.
So yeah.
Yep. It's still an emotional week, but we should start to feel a bit less like weighed down by a lot of things. But like I said, focus on the things you have, focus on like, you know, I do think daily gratitude sounds a little cheesy, but it can be helpful if you're feeling bogged down, if you're feeling like overwhelmed. Having a moment of gratitude for the things that you have that bring you a lot of joy. Just one, you know,
for sure.
You're allowed to be upset and depressed or whatever, but
gratitude feels a little cheesy, but literally has like scientific evidence. So
it's huge impacts on your body.
If you I try to shift it more towards that because it does feel very, very cheesy.
Right.
And it's weird. I don't know if it's like we've been ingrained to think that being grateful for stuff is cheesy and stupid or silly maybe or unrealistic.
Maybe unrealistic is like how I view it,
and like toxic positivity.
Sometimes it feels like that, but
yes,
it just taking a moment I think will be helpful, even if it seems silly or like maybe at first it doesn't feel genuine. It feels genuine as you continue to do it and actually be grateful for
like don't look at being grateful as like being blindly optimistic and not acknowledging things that are difficult too. But if you're using gratitude, you're actually being more logical. You're being a little more observant of your current situation and more objective.
It does kind of force you to be present if you have to think of like things you were grateful for, even if whether you do it in the morning or the evening, like sometimes it's literally like, I'm just glad it's sunny today. I'm very grateful that it was a sunny day. I'm grateful it was rainy today. Whatever. It can be small things. You don't have to be grateful for the same things every day, because sometimes even if you've got a great family overall, they still annoy the shit out of you. Some days that's not at the top of your gratitude list, and that's okay. It's okay.
Sometimes, you know what's sometimes at the top of my gratitude list? That I have like air conditioning and running water.
Yep.
And like
I've got my own room.
Sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes you need more than that. But you know, take it day by day, moment by moment.
Yep. All right. That's all I had. Oh, the bottom of the deck was the devil, which we also had, I think, last week. Which is just interesting that it's still coming up, that like, and with the themes that we talked about for this week, examining these toxic traits that don't serve you anymore, that don't serve anyone. And, you know, I think the devil can also be about like indulging in your vices, but knowing when it's when you have to stop, you know? Like being a little indulgent is okay, but it's also, you know, being aware of your own limits and the limits of people around you, because that's bad. And I don't mean like you're actually toxic and really bad vices. I just mean like, if you like to sleeping an extra hour is not gonna hurt anyone.
We're not talking about doing Molly, okay? Like, chill.
Like, just
if that's your vice, I don't know.
If that's your
that
vice,
message was for you.
That's
you don't have
not,
to do Molly.
That's not what I mean.
Fine.
The small things that feel really indulgent to you, that like you don't get to do often, or you feel like you shouldn't do. Like, I often feel like I shouldn't sleep as late as I do, but it's been nice to sleep in this week and not listen to my 6 a.m. alarm.
Right.
So, you know, stuff like that, more so than illegal or dangerous vices.
Oh my god.
But knowing when you got to get shit done. I can't sleep in every day. I got to get up and do other things, you know?
Yeah.
It's just how it is sometimes. But anyway, that's all I've got
C'est
for
la
tarot
vie,
this
am
week.
I right?
No. That's funny.
Oh
No.
I think that wrapped it up really well, though. It's so funny to me how well it goes.
Yep.
Like,
they go hand in hand.
Just a tarot reading.
Yep.
I mean, I've been doing it for a long time, but it's still funny to me. So
still astounds me occasionally.
And like me also pulling cards and getting like the same stuff is the same also, themes. Little spooky.
It's pretty great. Yeah. I love it.
Good stuff.
All right, ready?
Yeah. I think we're good. I think we wrapped it up. Just, it's less of a shut up and stay in your lane kind of week, in my opinion. It's more
a
like
little bit less, yeah.
It's like maybe give yourself an embrace.
Give yourself an embrace, yeah.
Okay, what have you been watching and listening to this week?
So, I have a couple of things. First, when we were in college, I was an international student mentor. So I like any kids that came to study. We were all adults. Any foreign students that came to study at our college, we were like kind of liaisons for them if they needed rides, if they needed help with something, whatever. So I met a Korean girl named Jia, and she is actually a musician and is signed to a record label in Korea now. So I listened to one of her new songs. It's called Landing, and it's just really cute.
Cute.
Gio is always very sweet. She's super nice, but I just think it's really cool that like I know someone who is, she's still, smaller, but definitely like an up and coming artist in Korea. I would recommend the tracks Bullseye, which came out last year, which was like her last independent song. And then Landing, I think, is her first like signed.
Cute. Love that.
Record.
Success.
But she's just got a few singles. And she's on Spotify. You can listen to, her music whenever you want. But she's very cool. Yeah, I just think it's cool that like I know her. Nice. But the song is also really good. Landing is really sweet, and Bullseye is like a lot of fun. So highly recommend. Of course, all of our recommendations will be linked down below. Landing is very cute. My other recommendation. Well, I'll listen to Sam's Cancer Season playlist because have been listening to it while I've been going through it, and it's been enjoyable. But my other recommendation is if you like gay anime, you should watch Sasaki and Miyano. Okay? I need you to watch Sasaki and Miyano. It is the softest, fluffiest, cutest anime that I've watched in a long time. It's BL, boys love. It is so fraught with consent. It made me sick. Like it was, which is not actually something you find in a lot of like BL or gay anime, which is alarming, right? It's alarming. It's unusual that there's so much consent in this anime. It's really good. It's all on Crunchyroll. Because
there's a lot more of like, I don't even know what happened to me just now. It's like, oh, is that?
It's a lot of dubious consent, non-consent. It's not good. So Sasaki and Miyano was so refreshing, so cute.
That's nice.
Oh my god, I loved it. It was so sweet, and I want to read the manga now, but I can't buy it yet. So we're waiting on that one. But I really want to read the manga. I want to read like every scanlation of the manga that's out in Japan that's not out in the US yet. Like, I need it. It's so sweet. Oh my god. Anyway, if you like gay shit, highly recommend that anime.
Which, if you listen to this podcast, you probably like gay shit.
You probably like gay shit.
Pretty.
I think I mean, there's a new season of Jujutsu Kaisen that's out, but I haven't watched that. I still need to watch the movie.
I need to watch Jujutsu Kaisen.
I love Jujutsu Kaisen. It's so good. Highly recommend always. Such a fucking good show.
I need to finish or catch up, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know what else I had to recommend. I've been watching the same YouTubers. Jordaline is still really doing it for me. She's funny. She's smart. She likes books.
Yeah.
I'm just still really enjoying her content. But that's really it for me. Making content has been interesting. That's not really a recommendation, but if you've ever thought about like vlogging,
it's a recommendation for me. You should follow Jordan. You should subscribe to Jordan's YouTube channel. It's linked in our description.
God damn it, Samantha. Anyway, if you've ever thought about making content, I really think you should just do it because it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do want to.
It is a very vulnerable experience, I feel like, because like I know that my friends watch my vlogs, right? Because they know that I post them, whatever. But it's also strange that I'm starting to get subscribers to my channel that are people I don't know.
Yeah.
Like anyone could watch it. I don't recognize the names that are subscribing or whatever. So that's a kind of a vulnerable experience to be on the internet, but it is an interesting one. Right. So make the content that you want to see on the internet, okay? That's all I have to say.
I want to. I think I want to wait until I'm back at school, but I think I want to start planning it.
Oh,
and see how it would be, because I don't want to be a cringe. I think I've talked about this before, but I don't want to be a cringe little med student influencer. They're so bad. They're so bad.
Yeah,
they're really bad. I do follow them for laughs, but I don't. They're very bad. But the thing is, I've followed people like before I was in med school,
right?
Who were also like med school YouTubers or vloggers who are now like in residencies and stuff. Like I followed them for a very long time, and like that was really cool, and it was really nice to see that experience. And I love a vlog. But like the added, like, when I was like younger and like, oh, like these are people going through it and they're talking about how hard it is, but like they figured stuff out. And I just think it's like helpful and beneficial content too.
Something I've been missing on YouTube, which I'm having a hard time finding for some reason. Like I want to see someone my age in school. Like that's what I'm looking for. I want like master's student, PhD student vlogs.
Yes.
But they don't have time for that, But like that's what I want, and I haven't been able to find any. So if you find any,
no, I'm sure. Way. Okay, yeah, I'll definitely because like if med students do it,
I know. But I looked it up. I tried to find some like master's student vlogs, doctoral candidate vlogs, whatever, and like I found nothing. I found a lot of like internet flood garbage, how like there are some places, some spaces that like just flood the internet with content for like propaganda-ish reasons.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I found that and I was like, this is not what I'm looking for, like when I did the search. So
I do find,
if you find some, let me know.
This is another med student. I don't know if you would want this, but what country is she in? I believe she's English, but is going to med school in Scotland. I hope I'm not wrong about that. I haven't watched her a ton. But she's interesting, and she's living in a house with a bunch of med students. And she shows her like daily schedule and like when she studies and when she does clinicals and stuff like that. She's interesting, and like I watched her videos at first talking about this, where she like goes to bed super early and wakes up at like 3:30 or something, something really bizarre like that. And she talks about how she manages like her schedule and that she's done that for a long time because the area, maybe she's from, oh god, I don't know, but she's from Ireland or something. She's from a very northern place where like it doesn't get a lot of sunlight for part of the year. I don't remember, but that's where she grew up. And then she like lived somewhere else, and then now she's going to med school here. So she's used to going to bed very early.
Well, I'm interested, so tell me her name right now. I literally opened YouTube.
Okay, well, I don't know her name, but I'll look it up. I'll find her. I'll find her in my. I literally haven't watched it in a long time, but yeah. So she like wakes up, she does her morning routine at like 3 in the morning, and then studies, and then her and her housemates travel to clinicals together, and then she shows like them getting ready, studying, whatever. So yeah, like those like daily routine kind of vlogs. Surely there should be some PhD students doing that. I'm surprised you haven't found any. But I will be on the lookout.
Well, obviously I see a bunch of med school vlogs because like people make med school vlogs.
Yeah.
But apparently they don't make like master's student whatever.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. It's nice though. It is nice to see people your age doing the same thing. Or like what you want to do, I guess. It's like inspiring or whatever.
I really
especially if it's school, against the norm. Like if you think that you're non-traditional age to go to school, which you'll be surprised when you do go that like most people are closer to your age. But it is weird. Like people, we still don't have that idea in our heads for people at school.
Right.
But that is the reality. The average age keeps getting older.
That's true.
But yeah, that's nice.
Anyway, that's what I've been looking for. If you find some, let me know.
Cool. I don't have much because again, there's an impending EXO album coming out, so I've mostly been filling my brain with EXO content and watching old shows and old performances and stuff. And like I've been saying, a lot of K-pop is about to come out all like next week and the week after. To the point that's going to be overwhelming. But it's interesting that people are kind of in the trend of pre-releasing now. It's been transitioning to that for K-pop for a while. But like the normal thing was like the music video of the title track comes on the same day as the album, and that is the first taste that you get. But now they're doing like pre-releases, which is interesting for charting and like fandom. Online stuff is bananas. I've been on K-pop Twitter. I'm new to K-pop Twitter. And it is like actually just chaos. Like you go on there every day and you're like, who is on the guillotine today? Where is the bloodbath? Because there's always people fighting and it's absurd. And I think I'm very drawn to Twitter now because like people have mastered petty on Twitter, you know?
Yes.
Like I aspire, but also am scared of the amount, like people are brutal. And yeah, so it's been interesting. And being in the K-pop part of it is actually kind of nice because I feel like the rest of it is just like unbearable garbage. But at least on Twitter, for the K-pop part of Twitter, I like don't take it as seriously, so it's fine. So that's kind of just been like, I haven't been watching much content or listening to much. But people are releasing stuff. New Jeans are in their pre-release stage right now. They released their like very TikTok song and also their collaboration with Powerpuff Girls. I think the whole album is a collaboration with Powerpuff Girls, which is very cute. Even the song Super Shy, that is definitely gonna go viral. Like it's like literally engineered to be that way, but it's still a bop. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not mad at it. Even that it sounds like Powerpuff Girls, like the theme song.
Yes,
the
it
little
does.
Like, I don't know if it's house. Like, there's this particular genre. There's like a name for this, but it's like that high speed, house kind of music, but it's like soft, and their vocals are very soft, and it's very cute or whatever. It's fine. Right. Like, the aesthetic is on point. Okay, so I really like that music video. Actually, they filmed it in Lisbon. It was very pretty, very nice. I tweeted about this. Is that New Jeans is under in a subsidiary of BTS's company, right? And I feel like the Hive has become huge. It's a huge entertainment company now. It's the biggest. It very much did not start out that way, but right. I feel like kind of an issue. And La Seraphim, which is on the Cancer playlist, by the way, is also under the same company. So it's hard for me. Like, sometimes the music is good, but the way that it's marketed, because they're so hyper focused on like commercializing it and making it go viral, and like, you can feel that effort in the songs as well, which makes it a little hard to enjoy for me. Where, like, if they were just really talented, and they are talented, they can dance really well, they can sing, whatever, they perform very well, for sure, but it's hard for me to like enjoy just the talent and the like music, because all I'm focused on is like how it was marketed to me. So yeah, that's kind of a shame, but so I'm trying to enjoy it either way, because I feel like when New Jeans came out with their first album, it was like really exciting and really fresh and new, and now I'm like, oh, they're doing the like commercialized BTS thing now. Which sucks, because I don't know, I just hope it doesn't make it harder for me to enjoy them, so I'm kind of just whatever about it. So that's like New Jeans stuff. I'm excited for that. It comes out Wednesday, I think, the album.
Okay. Whoa.
So that's exciting. NCT Dream is also doing pre-releases. I think their album comes out the following week, like the 17th or whatever that is. Oh my god,
back to back right now.
Yes. And then XG has a pre-release called Girl Gang, and it's fucking phenomenal. Like, it's fire. It's so good. I wish they were performing it. I don't think they're performing it on shows right now, but it's really good. I don't know when their album's coming out. I have no idea, but everyone's just like doing stuff like that. I think Blackpink will have something by the end of maybe next week or the week, if they're doing like a pre-release. So that's coming up soon. Everyone's fucking coming back, and it's overwhelming. But yes, I'm looking forward to EXO. I'm looking forward to lots of good music, new music coming out. Yeah. It's nice. It's nice to follow K-pop. It's fun, but it's been a little dry this year. Like, I've been waiting, especially after Kai. Like, Kai coming back with Rover was literally like, God, you brought K-pop back to life, and then you went to the military. Bye. Okay.
Yep.
Now you're gone, and now fucking we're waiting rude. Again. So
fucking rude.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see how it will be. I might be dead next week. I might not be able to record. Just simply recovering after this EXO album comes out. Right. I'm not prepared. It's going to have very dirty lyrics, and I'm not prepared, Jordan.
I know you're not, and I'm excited about it.
Anyway, but that's kind of all I have. I started on this drama, but I don't know if I want to recommend it yet. But I'll just, anyway, it's called See You in My 19th Life, and I think it's a Netflix original about a girl who, well, in the current life, she's a girl, but she's had many reincarnations, and at a certain age, she remembers all of her past lives. Oh. And in her 18th life, she like fell in love with someone that, like, they had like a childhood love story, but then she died very young, and so in the 19th life, she's looking for that person. Very cute.
Whoa.
It's very cute. Very romantic and sad. So yeah, it's been nice to watch. I think it's like very beautifully directed, but I'm only a couple episodes in, so still wondering if I like it. You know. But yeah. Yeah, I'll let you know. That's kind of it for me. Nothing else. No notes.
No further notes.
No further notes.
Wow.
We're just here being emo and anxious.
Yes.
These days.
Emo, anxious, flirty, and thriving. Good. You know?
Yes, exactly.
Me at least.
Yeah, I'm super flirty. Can't you tell?
You staying at home all the time.
Not literally not talking to anyone. So that's great.
Oh man.
But if you want to DM me out there, don't.
If you're thinking about DMing me,
bad idea.
Just don't. Sam won't respond anyway. So.
I won't answer. Unless I like you a lot. So
that's like a handful of
people. I can think of like 2 people maybe.
Oh my god. Wow.
What
Another good one. Another great one in the books.
This is a great episode, I think. We should. All right.
Oh man.
We'll talk to you guys next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode. If you'd like to give us a rating and review on whatever platform you're listening on, we'd appreciate that so much. And as always, you can reach us on Twitter at 2cupsbetween with the number 2, or you can email us at 2cupsbetween@gmail.com. Talk to you later, besties. Bye.
Bye-bye. Yes.
Yeah, another one in the books. Did it. Fuck.
And we did it with a time limit. That's pretty sick.
I know.
Can't believe us.
Look at us. We're time efficient and capable human beings, Jordan.
Imagine.
I don't know.
Wow.
Maybe.
Oh, all right.
Alrighty, dude.
All right.